the Phoenix Suns with the clean sweep. What was your takeaway of this, not just this game, but of this series with Phoenix?
Well, not this series, this season. You guys been on my ass all year. But I've been saying
I mean, it's easy. We could all fit.
No, listen, I've been saying it. You guys give me such a hard time when I said, man, this guy is the best leader I've seen in the NBA in a long time.
It's not the fact. It's the fact that you repeat it so many.
Well, because
you can say
because I don't think he got enough respect for MVP personally.
Everybody. Yes.
You told me he just wants to be a dog right now, but that's okay.
Absolutely.
Oh, man. Yes, we are back. We are back. Welcome to the Pro Set. My name is NBY the Nerd.
Take it away.
You're listening to another episode. Episode number 7, baby.
We'll cross our fingers and hope that it's better.
Man, we have a great show for you today. I'm excited for today's show, man. Like always, I say that every week, but it's really true, man. I really get excited about doing these podcasts for you guys, man. I really love the sports, man, and it's just hilarious. It's just absolutely hilarious when every week something funny is going down in sports. And I know it's supposed to be serious, but in actuality, man, this stuff is really hilarious, you know? We're watching millionaires play a kid's sport, and, we get entertained by it. So, to me, just that fact is hilarious in itself. But we got a lot of stuff to talk about today on the show. We're going to focus in mostly on the NBA playoffs this week. That's pretty much the main thing that's going down. I know the NHL playoffs are going down, but, I don't really like to get into that until we're close to the championship with that. So we're going to talk about the NFL. We also got a little bit of talk about the NFL. Some news came out this past week that was pretty jarring. And probably a little bit of a shakeup for the NFL, man. And a lot of fans out there are going to be looking at what happened this week as a upgrade for one of the NFL teams. So we're going to talk about that today. Stick with us. Maybe it's your favorite team that it happened to. But yeah, those are the things we're going to dive into this week. But we're going to get started with some NBA today. A lot of stuff happened with the NBA playoffs. We're in the semifinals right now, but we also have one team that has already punched their ticket to the NBA conference finals. So we'll be talking about that today as well. So stick with us after this clip, and we're going to get right into it.
Chris Paul. There are a lot of Suns fans here, by the way, folks.
Yes.
There are a ton of Phoenix Suns fans.
Hey, they travel well.
They do.
That's crazy.
What about that, Chris? What do you think of all those fans up there?
Man, that's sick. That's sick. We ran out for warm-ups. It felt like a home game. Yeah, I ain't been on a team like this to travel like this. That's crazy.
We're going to pass the baton over to Chris Haynes, but from Reggie and I, we want to congratulate you. You gave us a thrill tonight in every performance. Chris Haynes, take it away.
Chris, you got this team to the Western Conference Finals. How difficult was it to get this game when that team's identity suddenly changed once the Joker went out?
Man, God is good. I tell you, man. It's a tough team over there. With Joker, without him, they well coached, they play hard, they compete. And we knew once Joker went out, that was just going to open the door for a lot of other guys. So we just tried to stay the course.
Over these last couple of games, offensively, you took it up to another notch, and particularly with that mid-range game. How important is the mid-range game still in the game of basketball?
It's important to me. You know, some years ago, when I played with the Clippers, the whole league went to this drop defense. You know what I mean? And I was like, if that's what y'all going to give up, I'm going to try to perfect it. You know, but it's not about that. I'm so grateful to my family, my team. A couple years ago, they was writing me off. You can't do this, and this ain't about me. It's about us. Show you what you can do when you come together as a team. We got a great team over there, and it's a lot of fun to be a part of it.
Man, is it? I'm so glad I get an opportunity to finally hear from Chris Paul after a win in the playoffs, man. He's usually talking about how he has underachieved, after a loss in the playoffs, but he finally gets a chance to go to that next level and compete for opportunity to get to the NBA Finals. I'm rooting for him unless he goes against Kawhi, because that's my favorite player. But other than that, man, this is a feel-good story. The Phoenix Suns have turned this franchise around, and it's pretty much all on the backs of Chris Paul, man. I mean, he's really the only difference in the team, and the team actually being healthy at this time of year. This is a great situation. On the flip side, man, the Denver Nuggets, I don't know what happened. I'm a big fan of, the Joker, man, from Denver. And wow, I mean, seeing how he went out in this series was really, really hard to watch, man. The Denver Nuggets were really just, dominated this entire series. And, they didn't have all of their players. So the competitiveness wasn't there, but I still thought that the Joker would kind of be that edge that would give them the opportunity to win at least one game in this series. I had no idea, nor would I have guessed that this would be a 4-game sweep. So, I mean, watching this last game, it was pretty much complete domination. The score was closer than the game actually was. They win game 4, 125-118. The Phoenix Suns do over the Denver Nuggets. And Chris Paul, man, as you heard in that clip, man, that mid-range game is deadly. This guy inside the free throw line area in the paint, anywhere in that area, man, this guy is just killing it. It's like he didn't miss a shot, man. I think he had 37 points to close out this series. He was not playing. He wanted to go ahead and get that done so he can get his rest and face whoever comes out of the Clippers series with the Utah Jazz. So he gets that early rest, which is good for him because he is an older player. And it's a chance for the team to just relax for a minute. They've been through, the Lakers, and now they go through Denver. And so they want to get ready for that next series against either the Clippers or the Utah Jazz, man. So that was a great game. I enjoyed it, even though it was kind of one-sided. I got a little testy at the end. The Joker ended up getting ejected for a flagrant foul in the third quarter. And so, I don't know. I watched the video on it, and I don't really know if that was a flagrant foul, man, especially not a flagrant 2 to get ejected. But that's what the refs called it. And it just kind of speaks to the softness of this of the NBA in this new time and period. Boy, it really looked like a little slap, and he hit him in the face, but it didn't even look like he was trying to hit him in the face. He was going for the ball. He's got a big hand, and he kind of accidentally slaps the guy in the face. Was he upset with the way the game was going? Maybe, but I don't know if that was a technical 2 foul. But Devin Booker, man, he shows up, does his thing, balls out. I was impressed by some players on the Denver Nuggets that I really hadn't paid attention to before, but when Joker went out, man, they kind of stepped up and gave the Suns a run for their money all the way down to the last wire. But in the end, the Suns sweep this series, man. I tell you, man, Shaquille O'Neal, Charles Barkley, and Kenny Smith are hilarious, man, because as you heard at the beginning of the show, Charles is really serious. I mean, talking about how he feels about Chris Paul, and they are just, I don't know if you don't watch Inside the NBA, it is hilarious. He's been riding the Suns all. That's his former team, so I get it. But he's always talking about how great Chris Paul is, and Chris Paul really hasn't, been able to prove it on the court just because of the injuries, and so they give him a bad deal for that. And the fact that he probably could have won the MVP this year, and he ends up taking out the MVP to make it to the Western Conference Championship is kind of validating what Charles Barkley has been saying. So in the end, man, that's what happened. And definitely looking forward to that next series. Let's see who wins this Clipper and Utah series.
We're going to head to Milwaukee. Nets Bucks game 4, second quarter. Kyrie lands on Giannis. Out for the remainder of the game. X-rays were negative, but Kyrie reportedly left the arena in a walking boot and crutches. Meanwhile, Giannis finally had the great idea to stop shooting so many darn threes, attack the rim, had a game-high 34. Series tied 2-2.
No.
But all anyone could talk about was Kyrie's ankle. Here's Steve Nash after the game.
We'll cross our fingers and hope that it's better than I don't know, better than what? Better than missing the next game. It is tricky with Kevin. We all got to pitch in. We all got to play together. We got to move the ball. And I thought tonight we got a little single-minded, looking for Kevin every time. Puts a little bit too much pressure on him. It makes us a little more predictable.
Uh-oh. Remember that song? Well, guess what? The Nets are in trouble, guys. The Nets are in trouble. I mean, when I saw the first 2 games of this series, I was like, there's no way the Milwaukee Bucks are going to be able to keep up with the Brooklyn. My bad, Brooklyn. I'm taking them back to New Jersey. But the Brooklyn Nets, man, I mean, Kyrie rolling, Kevin Durant knocking it down. Even without James Harden, because he's hurt right now, the Nets were killing it. You had, Blake Griffin, resurrecting his career. They just look unstoppable. But now, I mean, after losing 2 games in Milwaukee, and Giannis kind of finding his footing again, taking it to the hole, doing what he does. I thought he was going to fall back into what he usually does and becomes an outside shooter late in the playoffs and the team gets ousted. But no, he's taking it to the hole, man. And I really like what this guy did in this last game. He saw the opportunity. He was a shark in the water. He smelt blood after Kyrie went down in the second quarter with the ankle injury, and he took it to him. He was not going to let Brooklyn get off the hook. He was not going to let him off the hook on this one. And so once again, Kyrie is in a situation where he gets hurt in the playoffs, and it may be detrimental to his team. I'm not sure if Brooklyn is going to be able to pull this thing off, but, they still do have Kevin Durant. But as you heard the coach say, they started looking to him way too much. And, I don't know if he's that guy. I don't know if he wants to be that guy. I don't know if he wants to be that Michael Jordan-esque, put the game on my back type of dude right now. He seems to be wanting to be a team ball player and be the head of that, that 3-headed monster they have. But at the same time, when that monster is broken down and it's just him alone, can he survive that type of position? And I'm not sure if that's what Kevin Durant wants to do. So congratulations to the Bucks, man. They came out adversity. Everybody was, down in them. It looked like they were going to possibly get swept, and they showed adversity, man, winning these last 2 games. I feel bad for Brooklyn though, because Kyrie is definitely going to miss some games. And if he does try to come back, in the next game or 2, he's not going to be the same, man. I mean, we saw what happened. They say that the X-rays and all of that stuff came back negative. So he didn't tear anything, which is good, but it could be a high ankle sprain, and those are hard to deal with. Even, a lower ankle sprain is hard to deal with when your whole game is predicated on you shifting all of your weight on the balls of your foot. So, I'm not sure how that's going to work out for him. And so now the Nets are down 2 star players, and Durant has to step up. And can he do that? I'm not sure he can. And that Milwaukee is a great defensive team, and they're going to definitely continue to apply pressure in this situation, knowing that now if they could just shut down Kevin Durant, they definitely have a chance. So this opens the door for the Milwaukee Bucks to possibly do the unthinkable and beat Brooklyn, man. Nobody was expecting them to do that. And now that's what they have an opportunity to do with this injury to Kyrie Irving.
The Falcons and Titans agreed to terms sending Julio to Nashville. Tennessee will send a second and fourth round pick for Julio and a sixth round pick as well. So Shannon, will Julio come back to haunt Atlanta?
Well, Skip, he's not in the NFC. And I think that was really one of the main things that they wanted to do. They wanted to keep him out of the NFC. They didn't want to trade him to one of these teams, the 49ers, or one of these teams in the NFC. So they did that. They got him out of the NFC. They put him in the AFC. I thought this was a very good pickup for the Atlanta Falcons. But think about it, Skip.
For the Tennessee.
For the Tennessee Titans, Skip.
Yep.
The New England Patriots, and I told you at the time, gave a second-round pick for Mohamed Sanu.
They did.
Mohamed Sanu went for basically the exact same thing Julio Jones did.
Where is he now? Yep.
Skip, I think the thing is, the Falcons let it be known that Julio was going to be available because they asked the question early last year. You know, they had the cap issue with Matt Ryan. What are they going to do with Matt Ryan? Julio's probably going to be the odd man out. So once that became known, well, you kind of, have it. Plus, he's 32 years of age. They say Julio's injury prone. Julio's not injury prone. You look at his numbers. The 1 year he had a screw placed in his foot, and last year. So in a decade, he's missed a handful of games, but he's still dynamic.
All right, well, let's get into a little bit of NFL talk, man. You know what I'm saying? Let's switch gears here and jump into the NFL. I tell you, this league. Make sure that you know about them year round, man. We're in June right now. NFL season doesn't start till September, and we're already talking about NFL because this is what they do. This is how they hype up the NFL. They allow these situations, these big situations to go down in the off season, and this keeps us talking about the NFL. Well, another big situation, if you have not heard, if you've been under a rock, let me let you know, the big man Julio Jones of the Atlanta Falcons is a Falcon no more. Can you believe that? I really believe that this man would retire as a Atlanta Falcon. He's been that good for that franchise, but he has found himself another team. He is being traded to the Tennessee Titans, which really makes me sad. If you've been listening to the show, my favorite team in the NFL is the Jacksonville Jaguars. I have a couple teams that I root for, but the Jacksonville Jaguars is my favorite team. And guess who is in our division? The Tennessee Titans. So now, we gave up our best cornerback, and now we have to deal with Julio Jones twice a year in our division. So I'm not looking forward to that, but this is going to be an excellent restarting position for Julio Jones. He gets a chance to join a team that's on the cusp, man. We've seen them play the last couple of years. Their quarterback, Ryan Tannehill, has been improving every year. They have a talented young receiver core, which, like Shannon said, is going to take that double team off of Julio Jones, give him more opportunities to make plays down the field, as well as the play action. I mean, you got the best running back in the NFL playing in Tennessee right now with Derrick Henry. So you see a lot of potential there. They're building to be an offense that can compete with Kansas City. They've been knocked out of the playoffs by Kansas City, and they got to compete with them. They got to compete with Baltimore and Lamar Jackson. So they're looking to build that offense, man. And they're hoping that the rookies that they drafted or any free agents they pick up along the way on the defensive side are able to hold strong. Because to me, their offense was pretty good. It's just that when they got down, when they didn't have that lead, it was hard for them to come from behind because they just did not have an air attack. They didn't have that dynamic receiver that they can go to at any point in time. A.J. Brown is a great receiver, but he's short, and he can be double teamed and taken out of the game pretty easily. And all of their other receivers really weren't that effective down the stretch. So this is a good move for the Tennessee Titans. I see this making their team a lot better. I see this working out for Julio, giving him a chance to revive his career. And I think it's going to be excellent for the NFL. I can't wait to start my fantasy league so that I can, try to pick up Julio Jones, because I really think he's going to be able to put up some numbers with the Tennessee Titans. And hopefully those numbers are not on my Jacksonville Jaguars, but we know that this man is a very, very good receiver. Now, I know we got people out there that say, hey, you got D-Hop out there. You got, Tyreek Hill. You got all of these different receivers. Devontae Adams. Cream of the crop. Julio Jones, old news. No, man, the man had some injury that slowed him down. Now he's got a chance to recover. He didn't make it through all the way last year, so he got a chance to kind of, do some rehab, and he's going to be good, man. So if you're looking for a receiver for your fantasy, I'm telling you, make sure you pick up Julio Jones in this situation. Another thing that happened in the news in the NFL this week that was a little strange to me was a Kansas City story came out that Le'Veon Bell, I don't know if many people remember, but Le'Veon Bell got picked up by the Kansas City Chiefs after his whole hiatus from football. He was having that quarrel with the Pittsburgh Steelers, and then he ended up in New York with the Jets, and then that didn't work out, and so he ended up pretty much not having a team. And then Kansas City decided to pick him up, which I thought would be a pretty good fit. But once he got there, they really didn't use him. I'm not sure if Andy Reid couldn't find a way to get him involved in the game, or they had so many running backs already. I was kind of surprised that they picked him up, because I didn't know how they were going to utilize him. And that kind of seemed to be what happened. But he's out here, blaming the coach. He really was blaming Andy Reid. He said he wouldn't want to play under him. I don't know what happened between them, but the story came out that he's saying that he wouldn't want to play under Andy Reid. So, hey, that is news to everybody. And he came out later and retracted his statement, but at the same time, while he was making the apology, he said he would not change anything that he said. He meant it. So I don't know what kind of secondhand in the apology that is, but I guess we're not going to see Le'Veon Bell with the Kansas City Chiefs this season. So he said he would rather retire than play for Andy Reid. So I don't know. The guy's kind of got a bad tag on him, and I don't know if he's going to make it off of this one. But that was the biggest news this week from the NFL. My gosh, man. It's crazy. But anyway, we're going to have a special segment coming up, man. Stick around. We're going to have a performance by an artist. This is going to be something new that we try. I told you we're building this thing on the fly. So I'm going to have a performance by NATMAN featuring Just Will, performing a song called Metropolis from his latest album, If They Only Knew. Check it out.
In the city on the hill, when we roam, we are walking metropolis. Yeah, so tell me, who won't stop us? This a lifestyle and man, not a hobby. Lottie. Mom said it be days like this. Chaos in the air in the mist. Feeling like it's the Matrix. The Joker got a handful of tricks. Officer, don't shoot me down. While my own crime trying to put me down. Rather be up and down. Raising my family, serving that one with the crown. The world polluted, we are not delusional. Peep the script, it ain't new to ya. At least I hope. I hate confusion. Hate debates and what they do to us. My issues got issues. My brother in prison, so hand me some tissue. And when he hit me on the phone, he tell me that God is with you. A true Blessing. Even our lessons is blessings. What they you viewing is treacherous. Who gon' stand up for the message? The beginning of the last days. Who gon' stand up for the king? I know how real freedom rings. Psalm 106.
Yeah, I'm walking streets of gold. He say move, so watch me go. Breath of life, so watch me blow. He the light, so watch me glow. Yeah, watch me glow. Yeah, watch me glow. Watch me glow. Watch me glow.
Mama said there be days like this. The gun go blah, most times don't miss. Wishing I could change things with a flick of the wrist. Till then my anger seemed trapped in my fist. I wish that I could change things. Every day I feel the same pain. I know Christ got the juice, he can change things. The world thinking I'm a fool, duped over slave. Might as well start moving with a chain gang. Y'all heard what I said, he can change things. They can hear my main thing, but in these strange days it's hard to maintain. Keep his word locked in my mainframe. Do you wanna kill me for what's on my brain, man? Our skin ain't the same, how my dress hang with no nooses, man. No contradiction, black and Christian. I ain't signed up for no white religion. I know they lied to keep the truth hidden, to keep us slaves. Then we looked in the scriptures, Holy Spirit showed us we were made in his image. That bloody cross is what bought my redemption. So I'ma speak out against the crooked system, just like Jesus did with no fear in him. Shine my light and keep it on. I promise though before I'm gone, as long as black bodies keep on being treated like target practice, I'ma bring that real in every single song. Injustice brings stench to God's nostrils, dollar store cologne. Keeping quiet is the worst crime. I'ma tell it, dropping dimes on them, yeah.
Yeah, I'm walking streets of gold. He say move, so watch me go. Breath of life, so watch me blow. He the light, so watch me glow. Yeah, watch me glow. Yeah, watch me glow. Watch me glow. Watch me glow.
All right, man. Well, thank you so much, NATMAN. Just Will, incredible song. Definitely wanted to feature that on the podcast this week. That was amazing. Once again, that's Metropolis from NATMAN's album, If They Only Knew. You can check that out on all streaming platforms, whatever your favorite streaming platform it is. If you're listening to Spotify right now, you can click off of this podcast and go over to the search bar and type in NATMAN. That's NATMAN. And check out that whole album. The whole project is absolutely fire. So I just want to thank him for allowing me to put that on the show. What a great performance. I'm excited about this segment. You know, we'll do it more down the road. Try to give aspiring artists or, independent artists an opportunity to be featured on the podcast. But that's going to do it for us for this week, man, on the Pro Set. I want to thank everybody for listening. Man, we had a great week. Wasn't much going on this weekend, but, the NBA and the NFL held us down again. And you know what? I got to give a shout out to the National Dog Championships. I don't consider it a sport, but, it's a major sport. So definitely want to give a shout out for them. The champion was crowned this past weekend, as well as more Olympic trials happen in swimming and gymnastics. So if you're into those sports, make sure you go and check those out. Those oddballs. But, I sit down and watch them every once in a while. So, but that's going to do it for us. Once again, follow me on Twitter. Our new Pro Set Twitter handle. It's Pro Set PC podcast, of course. And remember, continue to follow us on YouTube, Spotify, and we'll be adding the podcast to other outlets soon. So definitely stick with us as we continue to bring you this awesome entertainment. At least I think I'll bring you that. But thanks again, guys. It's NBY the Nerd. I'm out. See you next week. Peace.
You guys been on my all year. But I've been saying it's pretty easy. We can all fit. No, listen.
Muhammad Sanu went for basically the exact same thing Julio Jones did.
Where is he now? Yep.
I don't know. It's unfair. It's not what Kevin Durant signed up for. Kevin Durant, in fact, I looked it up. There's only been a couple moments in his career he's had to play a playoff series without another MVP next to him.
You told me he just wants to be a dog right now, but that's okay.
Absolutely.
Enjoy this. We'll see you back here in a little bit. Congratulations.